Today is Divine Mercy Sunday, my friends, and it is probably one of the most popular devotions in the church today, and I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with it. But I'd just like to reflect briefly on that, the Divine Mercy Chaplet, and how it came about. It was started by a Polish nun called Sister Faustina in Poland. She lived an ordinary life in a convent, but she received these visions from Jesus, talking about the mercy of God. And the first thing Jesus told her to do was create an image. So this is the image, and the two rays that are coming from Jesus' heart is rays of mercy. And then the second thing was to create this Divine Mercy Chaplet. She passed away, and several years went by, and they started looking at her writings, her diary, and they realized that said, we should look into seeing if we should make this Polish nun a saint. Well, there was a young cardinal at the time that took this whole cause up and helped promote that, or at least try to gather all the information. His name was Cardinal Wojtyła. Does that name ring a bell to some of you? Interesting how God works, isn't it, my friends? It just so happens that Cardinal Wojtyła became Pope John Paul II. And then, of course, this whole Divine Mercy devotion took hold throughout the world. Pope John Paul II died on Divine Mercy Sunday, and he's canonized a saint today on Divine Mercy. Interesting, isn't it? It's a beautiful chaplet, my friends. What is it? Because Sister Faustina and Pope John Paul said, what is most needed today is mercy, And how can we get a hold of this mercy, and what exactly is mercy? This is a true story in a San Diego courtroom a little while ago. Two men were on trial for robbery. A witness to the crime was being examined by the prosecuting attorney, and he asked the following sequence of questions. He said to him, "Sir, were you at the scene when the robbery took place?" "Yes," he said. "And did you observe the two robbers?" He said, "Yes." He then turned and he got a little heated with his voice. He said, "Are these two men present in the courtroom today?" And there was a long pause, and the attorney didn't realize what had happened, but the two robbers raised their hands. Probably not the smartest robbers, but probably one of the most honest ones, right? That's all Jesus is asking us, my friends. That's all he wants. To acknowledge we've done something wrong, period. That's all he wants. Just simply to acknowledge it. And how hard that is for us sometimes, isn't it? To acknowledge that, yes, I sinned. That's all he wants. And then he will flood your life with mercy. He will flood your life with mercy. It's a beautiful thing, my friends. It's a beautiful devotion. And then the other attachment with mercy, we pray that Divine Mercy Chaplet so we're more merciful on others, which we could all grow in. All of us, my friends, myself very much included. There's a new law on drunken driving in Louisiana, and it's considered one of the toughest in the nation. There's a mandatory prison sentence for anyone convicted while driving while intoxicated for the first time. Getting it passed was a major victory for various groups, particularly Moms Against Drunk Driving and all the similar groups. But the one who particularly passed it was a state legislator. He was very instrumental, and probably the one who really was the one who was able to get this bill started and get it passed through legislation. It was interesting, though, the first person to be arrested in this whole situation was the state legislator. How ironic, isn't it? He was the first one to be charged in front of a judge. The one who sponsored the bill is now being charged. He wanted justice for those who drink and drive. He got it. He got it. You want justice, my friends, for people who did you wrong or all the things in the wrong? guess what? You'll get it. You'll get justice too. You'll get it. Just like this legislator. He was upset about those drunk drivers. He got his justice, didn't he? He got his justice. And we can get caught up in that too, my friends. We can get caught up in that. You know, we want justice, and justice is fine. Better temper it with mercy, because it comes right around. It comes right around. In our dealings, my friends, we know that. General Robert Lee was asked what he thought of a fellow officer in the Confederate Army who made some derogatory remarks about him, and he rated him as being above satisfactory. And the person who asked the question seemed perplexed. He said, General, he said, I guess you don't know what he's been saying about you. He said, I'm well aware of what he's been saying about me. He said, but you asked me what my opinion of him was. You didn't ask me what his opinion of me was. You asked me what my opinion of him was, not his opinion of me. That's mercy, isn't it? That's mercy. You know, and I thought, wow, we'd all do better to take those few things in mind, isn't it? The devotion takes about a third of the time. It's done in a rosary, my friends. And it's a similar type of prayer as a rosary. There's one prayer that's said on the large bead, and then a shorter prayer on the smaller beads. And it's done in a rosary. There's little cards, and I had some Xerox sheets, some sheets Xeroxed on how to pray it and what it's all about. It's a beautiful devotion, my friends. We need God's mercy, and we need to be more merciful, don't we? And so this divine mercy, my friends, may all of us reflect, and may we make that divine mercy chaplet part of our lives. God bless you.